miles apart. Just yesterday, I found true love, but it passed my way. It's love I made. I know I have no regret. I found true love.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's Rewind Gaming 3v3 Weekly. I'm Digital Bacon, and tonight I'm going to be joined by none other than Flame himself. How are you doing there, Flame?
I love how you didn't say the other part of my name, but hey, how are you doing, guys?
We can't say the second. Guys, you can see him in chat now. Flame, go on, send a little love heart out to everyone there in Twitch chat. We're trying to get, PG, for once, Rewind would be professional.
Yes. Okay, so that means I probably have to go for a rebranding too. But anyways, how are you guys doing? It's been a while since I've been on the last time, but I'm kind of looking forward. We haven't been casting together too, so it will be quite a treat for me. But we also have some really, really good games to come, and I think the first one is already ready. So might want to give me a bit of an insight. Who are the teams that we're going to see on stream?
we are going to be seeing What the Heck going up against E-Wave Esports Flame. What the Heck, that comprised of Drowsy, Polly, and Lacey. They're the team to look out for in this matchup, and they're going against the underdogs, the all-German side. I can already tell you're going to be supporting them, Flame. That is Dark Templar, Snowy, and Yoda Tom. Are you ready for this game here? Flame,
Yes.
are you ready there at home, chat?
I'm so ready. Okay, let's go. Let's put him in.
Let's get underway. Let's get onto the pitch. Will, my lovely assistant there, Bass, the top admin in the voice chat, let the players onto the pitch. Guys, remember as well, they're at home. Every little donation helps tonight. You can find Matcherino at Matcherino there in chat. There is also the $1 free donations up for grabs. You can see them there, so it doesn't cost you a penny. Just put them on in. But Flame,
amazing.
we're getting underway, aren't we? So I'll let you kick things off.
Yeah, it's amazing how it works, right? Well, here we go. What the Heck facing E-Wave Esports in round 2. So like I found a neutral kickoff. Lacey picking up the ball there. Can he center it? Nobody's there. Drowsy slowly getting there, but Dark Templar has all the time he needs to pick that one up. Polly, good interception. That could be dangerous, but Drowsy not quite getting the angle he was looking for. The first clear will be by Dark Templar. Gets intercepted by Drowsy. Kind of messy there in the midfield. Looks like things are finally slowing down.
Things are slowing down, but you can see the attempts and the aggression coming out from What the Heck here. The defense on E-Wave Esports need to pick it up. They haven't got a really successful clear yet, Flame.
Yeah, it's kind of back and forth, I have to say. Nothing too much on the side of both teams. What the Heck, finally looking for an opening there. Lacey probably should have left it for Polly. Had a better attempt there. Yodaton gets intercepted on the wall, but gets around Drowsy in the same way. Ball kind of died down there. Lacey going up for it. Dark Templar not with the best clear, and there comes Polly flying in from the side. 1-0 for What the Heck.
Polly definitely the one to look out for on the side of What the Heck, coming in, really just cleaning up on the mistakes in defense from E-Wave. That's 1-0, and we're only 55 seconds into the game.
You were talking about it briefly, right? No good clears on both sides yet, but that might be the case here. Dark Templar looking for the follow-up shot, not quite threatening enough. Polly, good pass there, high up in the midfield. Lacey not fortunately there to pick it up. Drowsy looking for Polly again. That should have been the second goal for What the Heck. Dark Templar taking his time there to clear it. Snowy as well, not quite getting the shot. Polly popping it high. Bit wide there, not really that dangerous for E-Wave Esports, but that could be. Lacey looking for the follow-up shot, but Yodatom not the best clear again. It's a common theme. But again, that is an open net for Drowsy, and here we go. What the Heck, take the lead once again.
Yeah, Polly there just getting the ball in front of net, taking it around the defender, and Drowsy's got a nice, easy open one to put the ball away. The defense from E-Wave, you need to start just cleanly getting the ball around. Start moving it to each other instead of just hitting it. It's wild hits here, Flame, where they're just wanting to get down the opposite end of the field. The problem is, though, they're hitting it to the other team.
And so far, What the Heck has been the one that kind of capitalized on the fact. Might be the third one. Dark Templar pre-jumping that safe. Still getting that one touch that he needed. Pinch from Polly off the wall. Could be a dangerous centre ball. Yodatom seeing Dark Templar there, but the touches are just not on point on the side of E-Wave Esports. Yodatom, that was probably the best player we've seen on the side of E-Wave Esports yet, but so far, like, the ball has only been in E-Wave Esports half. Oh,
They're coming out there from Lacey. Oh, look at this in the replay. Drowsy just given a great big open goal, and it was all down to Lacey removing that goalie.
Yeah, but I mean, What the Heck? It doesn't feel like they're doing anything special. I mean, that demo was quite nice, I have to say. But it all came down to E-Wave Esports double committing too. Now off the wall there, Snowy not getting the touch he was looking for. Yodatom has to help him out. That might be the first attempt for E-Wave Esports. Certainly the first try towards the net, but a wide clear from Lacey to the side. Buying What a lot of time. Drowsy gets in the center by Snowy though. That could be dangerous. Lacey just popping that one back. Polly is forced to go for it, but there comes Yodatom from the side. First center ball. Snowy with the first attempt really. Unfortunately, doesn't find the net whatsoever. But E-Wave Esports, they have to come back from this and have to, step up the game a bit.
You can see they are stepping up slightly. Their problem at the moment is when they go into attack, they're generally just sending one person forward because they are boost start here. They're really lacking it because Lacey, Drowsy, And of course, you can't forget Polly. I've just put in everything on them. Their rotations are so clean. It is so hard to break down the What the Heck side here.
Lacey again. Going for the smart pass to the side. That comes Snowy. Good interception there from E-Wave Esports. Looks like they're finally waking up. Dark Templar is forced to go for it, but that ends up being a pass to Polly. Polly for second goal of the day. Probably sealing the deal here for What the Heck.
Yeah, you look at this save from Dark Templar, tried to do everything in his power to get away, needed a second defender to come in and clear that off. It's cost them 4-0 now to What the Heck, and it's looking like E-Wave Esports, they just need to learn from this and then fix on those clearances. Like we said, make sure that they've got a player downfield as an option. Maybe try and do a bit of boost stealing here, Flame, where they're just not letting the What the Heck side play the way they want.
Yeah, it might be an option, but I think they should probably first start with, getting good clears, starting on the defensive side before they go for cheeky plays, because it's What the Heck playing over and over again. Drowsy, good center ball. There's Lacey. That is an open net for Dark Templar. An amazing save. Yodaton getting in the way as well. That was an open net for Polly. That should be a goal for E-Wave, but Dark Templar, unfortunately, not getting the touch he was looking for. E-Wave is kinda waking up, but it might be too late with 1 minute left. And potentially another goal. Polly back to Drowsy. He's not finding the angle he was looking for. Polly back into the midfield. And there comes Lacey, just clearing that one to the side. Fortunately, angle was a bit too tight, but E-Wave Esports is on the run now. Yodaton cannot control the ball. Ball goes straight back to Polly, faking it for Lacey. Lacey looking for Drowsy. Good demo from Yodaton, but that opens up the net for Polly onto the backboard. Can he get another touch onto it? No, Yodaton finally getting the clear. It's not over yet for What the Heck.
You can see it now. What the Heck again, really overconfident. That's why they're going for these little fancier plays. Drowsy just missing that. And so it's just meaning that goals have slowed down. But when they do finally come out with one, it's going to be an absolute beauty.
I mean, with 10 seconds left on the clock, we're both fairly comfortable. I think I can speak for you here to say that What the Heck would probably take this game, and most likely take this game. 4 seconds left. Lacey probably with the last attempt here. Drowsy putting that one to the backboard, straight back to Polly, down to Lacey, but it doesn't matter. What the Heck, the comfortable 4-0 lead, taken away, game number 1.
Game number 1 underway with What the Heck taking it, of course, and it was just all one-way traffic there, guys at home. You saw it as well. Polly, Drowsy, and Lacey just doing everything in their power to really stick to the textbook. Just solid rotations, and then when, like I said, we saw the number of goals slow on down in the end, it's because they were having a bit of fun. They were toying with E-Wave, but that might be a bit of disrespect there in E-Wave. They've slowed the opposition down. They kept out those goals there in the second half. So maybe if we go on to game 2, they might be able to put up a bit more of a fight if they figure out their opponents.
I hope they do so. I mean, E-Wave haven't been really surprising in any way. They have been quite linear in their playstyle, I have to say. I mean, we've seen Dark Templar, despite him topping the scoreboard, having a couple of weird attempts to clear the ball. And I mean, overall, E-Wave's defense, they were back, but it never felt like they could relieve the pressure that What the Heck was definitely putting onto their net. So if they can, what do you think? If they can get better in that regard, they might have a shot here. But overall, I think probably quite difficult for E-Wave to come back from this. What do you think?
I completely agree, and that's why I was suggesting the strategy earlier of taking that midfield boost from their opponents. E-Wave would just start to those back two, and you saw it, Polly, Drowsy and Lacey, whenever they could, would steal that from them. So the defense wasn't being able to move on out, so they've got to start working out for that, take control of the game early, and make sure that their opponents can't play the way they want to.
And in the meantime, we see a fairly even start on both sides. What are going for the ceiling clear there. Dark Templar missing the ball, opens up the net for Drowsy, and Snowy nowhere near to save that one. It was rather close, but still, What the Heck, with 27 seconds left, taking away the lead here once again.
Yep, just a simple whiff. Teammates not in position, be able to back that one up. It comes off as a goal straight to What the Heck. Might just be a complete repeat of that first game here, Flame.
I hope so. I hope that E-Wave are learning from their mistakes. It's a quite short learning experience, I would say, but I hope they can pull it off. It still looks like they're struggling in defense quite a lot. That might be the first attempt. Yodatom not getting in touch he was looking for. Poly, easy time challenging that one, but that could be an open net for Dark Templar, and here we go. E-Wave finally finding the net. What a heck.
Yep. You can see it, Poly just jumping on at it. Same with Drowsy. These lads are better than that. They're just sort of, I'm going to say, too relaxed here. I said about disrespect earlier. They've got to still anticipate that their opponents can score goals and not just play lazy, essentially.
It's definitely a wake-up call for Waterhack as well. E-Wave just proving themselves that they can score. Here comes Lazy yet again. Early contest from Snowy. Definitely a bit more aggressive, not giving Waterhack the space that they needed. Good center ball. Yodatom almost putting that one in. Poly on the line though. Definitely one of the players that we should take a closer look at. Here comes Waterhack. Not counter-attack. Not quite successful until this point. Clear from Poly. Goes to Lazy. Double commit the defensive side of E-Wave. Could be punished by Waterhack any moment. Or they're just giving up the ball. Counter-attack on the side of E-Wave Esports. Bounces straight back in their half. High ball should be picked up by Drowsy any moment. Smart hit to Lacy, but there comes Yodatom. That could be dangerous. Drowsy clear to the side. I have to say, E-Wave, they're definitely stepping up their game.
Yeah, E-Wave is still throwing in those double commits, but if you look at Waterhack, they're clustering up a bit into corners. They're just sending all the players forward into attack, which means they're a little bit slow to get back onto the defense. E-Wave need to capitalize on that and solidify their own defense, because I love what Poly did there, just slowing the ball on down the put behind the player. That is great control from him.
Yeah, he's definitely seen, or he's definitely anticipated that Dark Templar would go for the block and for the challenge. Great stuff there from Poly, and in fact that is Waterhack putting E-Wave Esports on the line yet again. But E-Wave might come back from this, as they've done in this game so far, but not with Snowy missing the ball in the defense. There comes Drowsy back to Poly. Bit too quick on the shot there, pulling it wide. Good center ball, gets picked up by Lacy, but Snowy's already back. Defensive from Esports, E-Wave Esports is definitely on point. That's a shot for Snowy, open net. Beautiful passing play, counter-attack from E-Wave Esports, finding that from Water.
Yeah, you can see it here. E-Wave, once they do get out of their own half, they can really pull some things off. That was a great little passing play there from Yodatom and Snow. You'd think they'd do that on the regular of how clean it was.
They certainly needed some time to wake up, I can tell. And I mean, E-Wave Esports, fellow Germans, I hope that they can proceed through this, but they have to win this and the next one. What the heck, is definitely a team to look out for, a force to be reckoned with in this series so far. Wide clear from Lacy, picked up from Yodatom, straight back in the middle, there comes Poly. Drowsy unfortunately not quite position pass, doesn't quite find him. Snowy is waiting for his teammates, pop it straight to Poly, that's a 1v1, but Yodatom gets it away just in time. Dark Templar, good interception there, can he intercept it once again? Drowsy centering that one for Yodatom, double commit on the side of E-Wave Esports, could be dangerous. Yodatom ends up saving his own shot, that was quite unfortunate. By E-Wave, they're pressuring, they want to win this game.
They do indeed, and why wouldn't they when you have got the $45 on the line tonight? Drowsy trying to pick up something, but he needs to use his teammates. Can't send it all on his own because it is costing him there.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. Drowsy not with the best attempt. All three players from Waterhack are up there. Nobody back in rotation, and E-Wave Esports, in fact Yodatom, easy time punishing them for their mistake. That is what we like to see. Here we go. E-Wave Esports finally taking the lead for the first time. Very neutral kickoff, gets picked up by Dark Templar right away. There comes Poly, not the best clears, and ends up setting it up for Yodatom. He's going for the double touch, can he make it? Second touch from in, finds Snowy in the center. Drowsy with his third save of the match already, enabling the counter attack for Waterhack. Quite a bit low on boost here. Pass goes through, but nobody there to pick it up. Poly again onto the backboard. Yodatom is forced to go up for it. Good clear from him. That opens up things for Snowy. That bounces midfield. There comes Dark Templar, but throws in an amazing save. Poly making it a bit awkward there in front of his own net. Snowy cannot follow up the backboard bounce there. It looks like what the heck. They're kind of struggling at the moment.
Yeah, they're just, like I said, their rotations, for some reason, falling apart. Their defense is not there. They're going into attack. They're just over-aggressing here. And so when they come onto their defense, they're just not being able to pull anything on out because Dark Templar, Yoda Tom and Snowy have finally figured a way out of their own half, and they're doing it with big boy clears. He's going the whole left of the field.
I just want to point out that Yoda Tom did an amazing setup there. Oh, that was quite a close shot from Drowsy, but yeah, Yoda Tom, quite a mechanical play there. On the other side, Dark Templar with an open net yet again. Looks like he's finally waking up as well. And all of a sudden, we have E-Wave Esports leading with 3 goals.
Yeah, but after that first match, you wouldn't be thinking it, but it's looking like we're going to game 3 straight off a nice, clean passing play, using the wall there between Yoda Tom and Dark Templar. Big power hit as well, meaning that it's 5-2.
With only 43 seconds left on the clock, it looks like we're likely going to a game 3 between WaterHack and E-Wave Esports. And after that performance here from E-Wave Esports, I'm not so sure anymore if I would put my money on WaterHack here. They definitely are a team that is capable of learning from their mistakes, but so far it looks like E-Wave is dictating the pace all the way. Snowy high up the midfield, finds Dark Templar, he's not quite tapping it down. Now E-Wave Esports on the run. Snowy doesn't have a lot of boost. I'm not sure what is doing there in the midfield. Looks like with 10 seconds left on the clock, we will see game number 3.
Yeah, what the heck now, just flustered. They've just been beaten. They're frazzled. They need to find a way to beat this side. Because at the moment, they're whiffing the ball left, right, and centre here, Flynn. If we look at the seeding, it's quite obvious. What the heck, with their 5th seed going up against E-Wave here, who, they've got a decent seed, but they're all the way down at 21, so this should have been an easy win for What the Heck. But it just shows when you're not cleanly rotating, when you're just playing as solo players, doing those double commits, even triple at times, and just jumping at the ball, you are not in form whatsoever. And players that you should be able to beat on the regular can just stomp you in a game like that.
Yeah, and I also have to say, I mean, you said it's an easy time for WaterHack here, but I mean, they've been beating Penta Sports, which is an official organization, so you kind of can expect something from them. And I have to say, I wasn't quite sure if game 1 was really what E-Wave was all about, but this second game, especially the second half of the second game, has proven, I would say, has proven you wrong a bit. Can I say that without you know, offending anyone?
That's fine. Yeah, definitely. E-Wave are showing up. You'll see it. This is why you should sign up to the tournaments. Everyone there watching at home. It's purely because you'll go up against stronger players. That means you'll play better yourself, learn from your mistakes, but also you tend to play up to a level, don't you, Flame? Where, say you're only a champ 1 at the moment, you'll be going up against champ 3's grand champs, and that just might be the little key thing you need to send you up those ranks. At the moment, we're on into game 3. It is a best of 3, so this is winner goes on through. Take it away once again, Flame.
Oh, I can't wait to see how that one will work out for both of the teams. It looks like E-Wave still carrying on the momentum from the last game, but on the other side, WaterHack are now putting on the line themselves. Snowy going for the fake there, but Drowsy just patiently waiting there, hammering that one across the field. Fortunately, only finding Dark Templar. Lacey back into the center. All the players from E-Wave Esports are on their way back. There comes Yoda back to Dark Templar. Passing plays is strong on E-Wave sides. Doesn't matter. Defensive side from WaterHack is on the line.
You look at those passes, they have intention. The problem is their defense is still that little bit weak. Drowsy, they're coming on in. After that pass across from Polly, just thrown off the defense. Yoda was in reverse. Just sloppy play there in defense. It cost them 1 goal, but that is nothing in Rocket League. E-Wave can come back into this easily if they try.
I mean, they've done the same in game number 2, right? I think WaterHack was in the lead twice, at least once, but they might continue to rampage here this game so far. 2-0 for Drowsy, 2nd goal for him as well, simply because of E-Wave's mistakes.
There you go, Lacey once again hitting into a wall, out into the centre across the net. It finds Drowsy. It's quite funny that it's almost like a repeat of before. The lads from WaterHack have found an area that E-Wave are weakened, so they're just going to completely capitalise upon that.
I hope that E-Wave continues to do the same that they've done in game number 2. I mean, they've been playing from losing that game at that particular time. Dark Templar again into the midfield. Snowy a bit late there on the aerial contest. Let's just popping that one high. Drowsy, not sure why he's starting from his own half, but he was trying to fake the defensive from the side from eWave Esports with very little success. There comes Paulie just tapping that one down to the side. Snowy off the wall, utilizing the wall to his advantage. Gets the 50-50 yet again. Nobody from eWave Esports is even close to pick that one up. And it just feels like eWave Esports completely lost the momentum from the second game.
Well, it's because we're starting to see it now where, what the heck, they're covering space. They're making sure that someone on the pitch is always there to pick up from the clears like that. In the second game, they were clustered up. They were clustered up there. That's why this counter is coming off. They just got to make sure their rotations are strong. And they're just playing Rocket League 101.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've seen them in the half of eWave Esports a couple times already, but eWave Esports haven't been able to punish them just as much as they've done in game number 2. In fact, Snowy is a bit out of position here. Yuratom all the way back, going for it from his own corner. There comes Paulie, beautiful passing play. Drowsy back to Paulie, can he make it happen? There comes Dark Templar. Amazing save, keeping eWave Esports in the game so far. But that might be Drowsy's third one. Yuratom, amazing save himself. Third one on the scoreboard as well. Here comes eWave Esports. Not the best pass. Get picked up by Paulie right away. Lacey intercepted by Snowy mid-air. And eWave Esports, they're finally slowly working their way towards WaterHeck's nets, but so far haven't been very successful.
They are slowly working their way upfield, but they're using a lot of boost. This attack, this pressure can't be held up for a long period of time. As long as Lacey, Drowsy, and Paulie can hold it together, they're going to be able to come out really strong on the counter.
I mean, that was just Rocket League 101. Good touch there from Paulie, setting up himself, reading Dark Templar like a book. And Drowsy, easy time popping that one in. I mean, with that performance from What the Heck, I'm fairly comfortable to say that they will probably take away that game. What do you think, Bacon?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think what I had, they might have just been hustling us in that second game. They wanted to go to a game 3, put on a bit of show, get as much airtime as they can, and they're looking quite strong once again. And it is just down to those solid rotations. But if you're, sitting there watching now, and you've got to go up against what the heck, maybe even eWave, if eWave can pull it back in after this, it's not over just yet. 1 minute 30. You can look at it now and just try and throw their rotations off. What the heck? They're getting overconfident again.
Yeah, it's kind of like game 2 all over it again. Dark Templar, good pop there. Almost a bit too hard, but he just finds that one touch that he needs to put it across Drowsy. And he was pretty much left alone with not a lot of boost there in defense. So definitely, what the heck. I mean, they still have a comfortable 2-goal lead. Maybe even the third one if Yuratom doesn't make the save. They kind of need to worry about the pattern of play that we see on the side of what the heck. That clear could be dangerous. Drowsy, good touch to the side. Doesn't get a second one. No, he doesn't, but Paulie is ready on the wall. Tapping that one down, looking for Drowsy, but he goes for the bomb with Dark Templar yet again with the hero save, keeping at least the opportunity for eWave to come back from this open so far. Yuratom is forced to go for it, decides to go for the side clear, but that just bounces right back in the center. Lacey shot a bit too wide. Snowy going for the touch that Dark Templar is unfortunately not connected to. That could be an open net for Yuratom. Drowsy was beaten to the ball. With 40 seconds left on the clock, the opportunities for eWave get less and less.
Yeah, and eWave, they're really way too spread out here. They're having to near enough scramble themselves for a boost. And so they're playing that little bit slower. Drowsy, Paulie, and Lacey are just comfortable at the moment.
All 3 players from eWave in the same corner. That should have been a goal, but unfortunately nobody there in the center to pick that one up. And they're just wasting time at this point. What the heck. Definitely advancing into the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to eWave Esports. They put up a good fight, but it wasn't quite good enough. Curious to what the heck. And with just with 0 seconds left on the clock on the ball, likely touching the ground any moment, we can congratulate what the heck for that win.
Yeah, what the heck. Like I said, when they were playing well, it was purely because they were covering every basis. They weren't doing anything extraordinary, were they, Flame? It was just simple, bog-standard Rocket League, where you're making sure every single clear from your opponents you pick up on and just keep that pressure going. It's a lot of midfield defense, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, game number 1 was pretty much what the heck being an E-Wave Esports half with enough boost, a lot of pressure all the time, very little, relief of pressure there for E-Wave Esports. Second game, first half, I would say what the heck was still the dominating team. Then E-Wave Esports started to come back because what the heck was just messing around. The third game was pretty much just like game 1 all over again, with E-Wave Esports trying their best to break the defense from what the heck. But overall, I would say very, very solid performance. Nothing too special, but I mean, if you're consistent, you don't have to be pulling off those amazing plays.
Definitely. Well, E-Wave Esports, hope to see you next week. These lads, when they were just, getting into their stride, when they had got that solid rotation, the ball into their possession, they were strong, and I'd love to see a bit more from them, but unfortunately it's not going to be tonight, as What the Heck go on through to the quarterfinals. Their opponents haven't been decided yet. That'd either be Mycon Esports third roster or Weak AF. But we're not going to be seeing that. We're going to be going on over to Team Solid RL versus Zedo Fanboys. We'll talk a little bit about that after the break. During the break, guys, make sure to hit up Twitter, hit up the Discord. Discord has just reached over 1,300 people in it. A great big community. It's almost a family flame, isn't it? Where everyone gets together and just has a bit of fun.
I love it. I love it here. It's great. It's like lots of banter, lots of friendly people. When you have a question, they're always ready to help you out. And if you just look for a friendly community, make sure you join the Discord anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, go on. Oh, okay, I'll go. Well, just to finish it off then, do a little bit more sellout. Guys, Matcherino is where you need to go if you want to donate to tonight's prize pool. You see that little Matcherino thing up on screen? Little bit of code. It says, I'm going to quickly put it up now, GF4D. That's the code you've got to go put in to Matcherino, the coupon section. It will give us $1 free. It does not cost you a penny and helps fund the prize pool for tonight's tournament. But I've been Digital Bacon, joined by Flame. We'll see you after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the quarterfinals of tonight's Rewind Gaming 3v3 Weekly. I'm Digital Bacon, and once again joined by Flame and Flame. Oh, this match we've got lined up is going to be a great one.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see. Unfortunately, it's the quarterfinals. That's the type of game that you want to see in the semi or finals, semifinals or finals, because both teams are stacked, mate. And can't wait to see how they will perform. It's definitely going to be one of the better matches of today. But given that you know the team is probably a bit better than I do, who do you think is going to take that away? I know that you've been announcing on Twitter that you think Team Solid RL is going to take away today's weekly, but do the Zeto fanboys have a chance here?
Zeto fanboys definitely have a chance. You look at this here, like near enough the top 2 seeds, I'm going to say, are pretty solid up there. But then the third, down to roughly about 10th seed, it can go any way whatsoever. So Team Solid coming on through as the second seed do have the favor, but the Zeto fanboys, oh, you can't overlook them here, Flame, because Zapphire 2K is a fantastic player. He's joined by Distan, who is amazing as well. And then Eversax is, when he's on form, and I hope he is today, he can absolutely just ping off shots left, right, and center and really make the defenders sweat.
Yeah, so that is probably the best introduction you can hope for. So just bring on the players. I can't wait to see who is going to take it away. I have to say I'm going to wait until game 1 is finished to make any prediction. But in case you guys have an opinion and have a preferred winner, let us know in the Twitch chat. Put in who do you think is going to take away the quarterfinals here and is advancing into the semifinals. Is it going to be Team Solid, Rocket League, or Real Life? One of the two. Or is it going to be the Zeto fanboys? I can't wait to see how this match will play out. I hope, and I'm fairly sure you guys will have the same. But here we go. Bacon, take it away.
Yep, we're here, of course, on Manfield. We've got Team Solid RL Seeks. Everyone knows him, Season 1 contender, back on Team Solid when they were in the RLCS in the first season. He's joined by D7 and Fake Out. A little bit of a mix-up, but look at that. He is a monthly elites. Definitely a name to fear here in the quarterfinals. We're already seeing a lot of aggression coming out from the opposite way. The Zeto fanboys are not scared at all. Zapphire on the ball, taking it up into the air, links up with Distan. It's lingering in front. Zapphire with a great shot into crossbar and on down. And Zeto fanboys are really hitting it off with a great start.
You can feel the synergy between the players here. Look at that. Zapphire 2K so comfortable that Distan will pick up, I think that was an air dribble from Zapphire 2K himself, and they just follow it up. Beautiful stuff there, and it just shows us, or just gives us a first impression of what to expect from the team.
Ooh, nice little demo there coming out from Seeks, moving Zapphire from play. A little bit of a double commit in position there between Zapphire and Distan. Fake Out coming through. Solid hit, but it's straight into Eversax. Zapphire on the wrong side. Look at that, he turns around trying to go for the block, but he's happy that Eversax is there to clean up on that little bit of mistake. Seeks jumping at the ball, over-committing into that one. Fake Out, good block. Eversax putting it into the wall. That will be heading towards the goal. It's across the net, but Fake Out can remove it from play. Gets that counter going. It's just looking for an opportunity. It's in the air. Ooh, Eversax, good defense there. Seeks still keeping it strong. Fake Out with the shot. Ooh, it's just hit the post, but he can clean it on up.
I have to say, Zeto fanboys, not quite a lot that they can do here. Sure, the rotation was not quite on point there from Zeto fanboys. And I have to say, Team Solid, that double touch on the wall was crucial there. Completely taken Distan out of position. And it's going to be, just Team Solid shown that they can play some Solid Rocket League.
Yep, that is only 1-1. No one's got the favor, the advantage just yet. D7 running the ball down. It's got it slowed down on the wall. It's going to go into Zapphire's hands. Seeks blocking it out. Going to try and start some pressure now as he puts it towards the net. Eversax clearing away. D7 dropping it for Fake Out. Fake Out's a little bit too slow onto it. Eversax keeping that pressure out.
And I have to say, I like that Zeto fanbase. They show no respect whatsoever for Team Solid. Good pass there in the midfield, and Eversax getting the clear, but overall, it's a fairly even match.
This down, great clear over to Eversax. Ooh, if only he could get on that one. Sapphire needing to cut this out in the midfield. Double commit from Fake Out and D7. That's an opportunity for the Zedo fanboys as they run that into the back line. Distan trying to clear that away. It was to no one. Fake Out getting onto it. The ball is up high. Fake Out putting it into the corner. But he just hit the curve.
And the service done.
Yeah, no. It's always a case here. Has it just reached... it's a little bit early. 9 o'clock. But the game is back underway. A little bit of a weird disconnect there from the servers. No one getting anything. As it's like that little weird 5-second disconnect that happens to everyone.
Good backboard attempt there from Team Solid, I have to say, but Zedo fanboys are on that level where it's not good enough to just go for the backboard. I think they need to look for more infield passes, more general passing plays that we haven't seen from both teams so far. They're quite threatening the net every now and then with a shot, looking for that lucky clear. I don't think both of the teams have found a way yet to beat their opponents in defense.
No, but there is the clear. It's going to be a runaway Fake Out, just picking up off the mistake. It was a double commit into the attack from Zedo fanboys, leaving no one in defense. Great maneuver, and Fake Out just gets a nice run away with it.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. You've nothing to say, I guess.
Yeah, you can't say much about that. It's
No,
one of
it's
those plays you see at bronze level, and it happens to everyone. It's just a little lapse in judgment.
Again, I mean, Team Solid are definitely the ones that are pressuring the most. The shot on that gets saved from distance. But overall, I have to say, Team Solid, they're slowly but steadily working towards the net from Zedo fanboys, looking for their weaknesses. And so far, they have found them twice.
Ball back into middle. Eversax needs to do something with that. But look at that once again. Distan jumping at it. Communication just not on point. But Zappa does not care. He's going to pick up the slack from his team. Great clear there. Really putting it back into the back line and letting his teammates form on up. Sapphire once again removing that danger, putting it into the corner. Seeks not getting the touch he wants. Sapphire trying to keep under control. Once he had lost it, look at that. He goes in for the block, removing any opportunity of attack. Fake Out, following through. Gets a nice hit towards the center, but Sapphire once again taking it on out, and Demo's coming out from the Team Solid side. Looks dangerous there.
I have to say, I like that. I mean, Team Solid definitely utilizing every game mechanic to their advantage. So far, the third demo from D7 coming in, creating a lot of space for his team to work with. That could be an opportunity if he gets it into the center, but looks like Zedo has some time to breathe.
Now Fire up for the ball, drops it down, hands it on over. Unfortunately, Fake Out up, pushing it back into the center. Can D7 get it through? He does get it through, but it's wide. Distan now clears it away. That will give them a couple of seconds as the ball moves into the center. Seeks not with the best touch, but D7 can keep it going. 8 seconds remaining. It's just going to be playing the time game here for Team Solid. Don't let that ball go across the net. It's going to cost them. Oh, Distan with 2 seconds left gets the second goal. Look at those twos.
Yeah, all three players from Team Solid on the same line there, not quite respecting the ability from Zedo fanboys to put up one center, getting punished right away. And boys, we have a game on our hands.
Yeah, we've already seen a best of 3 tonight, and it's going to an overtime here in the second series. We'll watch on stream. Make sure they hit that little follow button, because this is going to be a good one. And we do it twice a week. Fake Out on the ball, moves it across in front of the net. Great block by Zapphire. Distan with the counter, but D7 just holds solid. He's not going to let anyone through there. Gets the dribble going, but Eversax clears it away.
Yeah, now the solo players coming around from Team Solid. I mean, he was fake in the past there, expecting the defender to be ready to just pre-jump that shot. Went for the dribble, but fortunately Eversax was smartly enough to wait. It looks like Team Solid, they have to be a bit careful because the rotation has been quite off the last minute or two in this match.
Yeah, they're completely relying on that pressure at the moment. They've got to be careful when the counter comes out. So Eversax going to be following up onto this, gets it onto the wall. D7 puts it in the center, Distan onto that, pushing it forwards. Ooh, if Seeks didn't get that, that would have been a goal, but ball's still alive. Seeks moving across, but Eversax just clears it away. I like how they're trying to find space, trying to make it hard for Team Solid to move onto the ball here. Great link up there from Zapfire. Oh, Distan to Zapfire, and then just that hammer of a hit.
It was just pretty much Rocket League with one touch. Every touch has a purpose. Distance, seeing his teammate in a perfect position to hammer that one across. At this spot, it wasn't even like it didn't even matter if it was on target or on point, top left corner, whatever. Just Seto fanboys showing that they can take on Team Solid and putting up a fight for them.
Yeah, I said that before. You can't count them out. Fake Out has been just putting in all the shots of Team Solid, but it's not enough because Zapfire, I want to put that lad on a pedestal here, Flame, because he has been fantastic there in defense, keeping out so many good shots and then responding with a brilliant clear. Because naturally, if the ball's hit towards your goal at high speed, your clear is going to respawn it. You know, it's going to go out just as fast. And Zapfire is using that momentum to its fullest potential.
I would say I wouldn't only give it to Sapphire, honestly. It was Eversax as well, being the one with 3 saves here on the scoreboard as well, being the one that was patiently waiting, always coming in last moment, but also getting the saves, getting the touches that he needed. Obviously, Sapphire probably one of the more solid players in this lineup, but overall good team effort. Distan also looking for the passing plays all the time, looking for his teammates. So kind of excited to see how that will work out for Zeto in the second game.
Yeah, definitely Distan, really strong playmaker there, like you said. And Eversax was just more in defense, playing that third position more often. But that will need to be picked on up by Team Solid. They know how their opponents are playing now. They've just worked a way around them off that kickoff. Team Solid now up 1-0.
That was pretty much just mistiming, mismanagement of the boost to get up in the air, both on the side of Eversax and Sapphire. That should have never been a goal. But with 7 seconds, what a way to Team Solid to start things off.
Definitely indeed. They've got to hold on to that lead. However, as Distan puts a shot on, Fake Out keeping it away. Eversax not being able to work his way through, but Sapphire is there. Look, everyone clustered up in that corner. If a counter can come off, which it can't because they are so boost staffed here, the blue side, they've got to work it on through. Really solid dribble there, but no, Eversax just receives the ball, puts it away. D7 clutch save there to pinch it with the post.
Again, Distan being the player who's creating opportunities for his teammates, always looking for that infield pass, creating space. The wide clear from Eversax should be an easy save for Faker.
Eversax turn into the wall. You can see it, he likes that wall, and they're definitely using it to pass between each other. Of course, somehow get a clear going though. They have Zapfire. If he can put this on target, there we go. Team Solid really overcommit there into the attack. It left them with no one in defense.
All 3 players from Team Solid in the half of Zeto fanboys, not respecting rotation, not respecting the ability for those wide clears. We've seen that happening in Game 1. I hope that they keep on their strong rotation that they've been showing so far in the other games. But it is Zeto fanboys who are asking the questions right now.
Yep. Well, funny enough, the first seed of tonight is the Zapfire 2K fanboys. I can definitely see why. Here at 7th seed and being able to put on such a fight. They're looking impressive today. Distan off of the wall there. I love that little tricky old hit.
He can not only pass, he can also shoot. That miss was pretty much a fake, and look at that angle. Perfect utilization of that flip. Hitting it with the back end of his car to still get that angle somehow. And what a way to take the lead here against Team Solid.
But we still have 3.5 minutes remaining. D7 trying to put that into the corner. Distan looking to put it into the middle as he receives it. D7 following on through, but with that little early pre-jump, couldn't get onto the ball. Distan missing that hit. Zapfire's going to hammer this into the corner. Trying to set Eversax up, but he did not have the legs on it. D7, nice reception of that ball. 6 turning around. But forced the opposite way by Eversax. Fake out with a bit of time. Fakes on out the attacker. Gets it past Sapphire. Only one man back in the fence, and Eversax is the only man you need there as he gets the ball on out. Distan and Eversax both clustering up. Seeks getting it off to the wall, blocks it against Sapphire. Fake out with the run, but Eversax knows how to handle him.
You can tell that as soon as the rotations are off on both sides of the teams, it gets kind of messy and it gives a lot of opportunities for both teams. So as soon as the rotation isn't right, it gets dangerous. So hopefully both teams will work on that. So far, looks like Zendo fanboys definitely on the other end, utilizing their off rotations to their advantage.
Yeah, they're working away. They're keeping it at 2-1. Eversax putting it into the wall. I love how he follows around onto that, but I love even more how D7 can just block it on out. Distan, good clear over to Sapphire. Sapphire putting a shot on, trying to catch Team Solid with their pants down, but it didn't quite work. They had a belt on. Ball moving to the side, Seeks with the shot. But you can't be shooting like that. It did not have the power on. It was just a hand over there, Flame.
Yeah, I mean, Eversax is probably not going to be challenged. The defensive powerhouse on the side of Xander Fanboy is always there when you need him. Not quite challenging at all, but Team Solid, they definitely look like they want to get back into this. Remember, if they lose this one, they're out of the tournament. That would be quite an upset.
It would be indeed. But I don't mind at all. I always like a good underdog story coming on through. And Eversax, Distan, and Sapphire are really making a name for themselves here. They're putting on such a good performance that even the second seed can't seem to be able to handle them. Eversax using that wall once again, gets it to Sapphire. Sapphire now can pass this over to Distan, but instead doesn't have the boost. Puts it towards middle. Sapphire and Fake Out just there. Distan coming on through, trying to run it away, and he puts it into his own side. A back pass so well utilized there.
Zed fanboys is pretty much just the basic team that you hope for. That can compete at quite a high level. You have the defensive powerhouse on the side of Eversax, the striker on the side of Sapphire, and the guy that makes everything possible. How do you call that? The mate for everything. The Distan being amazing on his own. But it's not over yet. It looks like Team Solid still have 25 seconds to come back to this.
Uh-oh. That was a miss hit there by D7. Fake Out was able to recover it, trying to pass it to Seeks, didn't quite work. Now D7 has to clear this away, puts it into center. This is dangerous. Sapphire going a little bit too high. D7 stopping it into the corner. One attack is left in the tank. Fake Out and Seeks need to work this ball upfield. They have got it down to the back line. It's up in the air. D7 not being able to get to it. Sapphire does. It's bouncing around still. Ball cleared away. And Zeno fanboys. Oh me, oh my. They're going on through to the semis, and what a way to do it, knocking out the second seed there, Flame.
Yeah, I mean, Team Solid, not so solid at all in the end. Zeno fanboys putting up a huge fight and sending a message to everybody else in this tournament that is still moving on, that they are definitely one of the teams that will be likely in the final. Because, I mean, overall, I have to say, it's just amazing to see how they perform together. The synergy is really, really good. A couple of double commits on the side of Zeto fanboys. If they get rid of that, they're pretty much showing almost a perfect presentation of skill here.
They are indeed. Well, let us get on through to the semifinals. I don't want to wait any longer. But unfortunately, we have to, because the other game is not ready to be set up. Mycon Esports, third roster, and Wadu Heck are still in their match. So, Sapphire 2K fanboys, I said, the number one seeds, we can see why they're fanboys of Sapphire as well. They're waiting for the result of that. So are we. I'm going to hit off to a break. In that break, guys, make sure they hit that follow button. Don't just hit it, smash it. I don't want to see that follow button when you're done for it. Just click it to oblivion. Make sure that little bell icon is also, lit on up, so that you get notified whenever we go live. There's also a subscribe button there beside it, if anyone's feeling a little bit cheeky, a little bit generous. And if you are definitely feeling generous, hit up Matcherino. That is where the prize pool for tonight comes from. It's all worked from there. that little Matrino thing on the right, you can see we're on $19 at the moment. And the little code below it can be used to get a free $1 donation. So make sure you use that. Even if you're not going to donate any of your own money, just use that free $1 donation. It doesn't cost you a penny, and you can use it to get a bit more money for the players. But guys, we're heading off to a break. We'll be back in a bit.
Honey, just one night with you, babe. Honey, just one night with you. That's all I need. And I love you where you wanna be loved, babe. The look of love is in your eyes. A look, your smile can't disguise. Words could ever say, and what my heart has heard, well, it takes my breath away.
Welcome back, guys. It's semi-finals time. Let's have a little look back at what has happened throughout tonight. In the last match we watched, we saw Team Solid getting knocked out by Zedo Fanboys. It was a crazy feat there, wasn't it, Flame? Of just how the second seed got knocked out by the seventh.
Yeah, I mean, I called it. You were Team Solid all the way, but I was like, oh, wait a second. And Zedo Fanboys actually 2-0'd Team Solid, not even giving them a third game. That was quite a good impression and first impression from the Zedo Fanboys on stream, I have to say. But what happened in the rest of the tournament?
What happened in the rest of the tournament? Sapphire 2K Fanboys have made it on through into the semis as well. They're joined by Mycon Esports, the third roster for them, apparently. And that's going to be the game we've got coming up in a little bit. Just getting that set on up as we speak. And at the moment, we've also got another game running on in the background. That is the Zedo Fanboys, who we just saw go up against Tad equals Toxic. For those guys at home that don't know that roster, it's Benji, Tadpole himself, and Kalui. Those three lads are great. We haven't been able to see them tonight, though, Flame. So if they beat Zedo Fanboys, I'm not going to be upset because I'd love to see them in the finals as well.
Yeah, I'm still lacking a bit of insight in the scene, unfortunately. But I mean, Zedo Fanboys, they have been super strong in a lot of different ways. Is it like team-based? And we've talked about it earlier in the stream. So if Tad beats them, or if Tad has beaten them, they're definitely a good fit for either Sapphire 2K Fanboys or Mycon Esports. So I'm quite excited to see how the semifinals will play out. But I have to say, overall, again, Rewind Gaming presenting us the best of Rocket League in EU again and again every week. So if you didn't do that yet, make sure you hit the follow button, join the Discord as well. There are several commands in the chat that you can do. Donate to the Match Arena as well while we're at it. There's a free $1 donation for everyone in here that puts in code. Doesn't cost you a penny, so make sure you hit that command as well and put in a $3.
Yeah, but as well, let's do a big shout out here. Amakook with the subscription donation, $5 coming in from Coach Reality. Love that lad. He's been a great supporter. But one of the best supporters we've ever had, Trox himself, subscribing for 6 months. Big Daddy, Sugar Daddy Trox coming on in. Jokes, buddy. We love you. Thank you so much for those 6 months, half a year anniversary already. It's been a beautiful time together. Thank you so much. Coach Duality as well. It's just given Moby Live a sub, a $4.99 sub to Moby Live and Dennis. What are you crazy boy, you? What are you doing there? I love it anyway. Guys, as well, not only do we have, the subs coming in, the donate bit there, we've also really, we're trying to amp up Patreon. If you look at the little tiles down below, and of course the Patreon command in chat, we've got a whole roster of different rewards you can get from joining that Patreon. As anyone would know, it's more like a monthly sort of like subscription fee, a bit like how, you know, Twitch offers the $4.99. Lots of different rewards coming out from that. Definitely been shown on the server. Coach Ratty, dude, like, it's one of those things. He's just Flame. He's just gifted another a subscription to Bass. It's one of those things of, you know, from Anchorman. It's like I'm not even upset. I'm just impressed at this point, you know.
Yeah, he's very generous tonight, and well, I mean, apparently people just have to be like, okay, can you give me a subscription as well? Also, I'm just doing something right now to join the hype train as well.
Oh, and there it is, Coach Galaxy onto So Gaming as well. And Flame, buddy, coming in with the sub. Oh, you're a little cutie as well, aren't you?
I mean, at this point, I have to, right? Everybody from the
we get to
RG Discord
sub-train?
stuff.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Like-
it's a sub train. Sub hype. I also want to
Sub
spam
hype.
that. I also want to spam that Rewind Gaming hard because it's kind of nice. I have to say, I like it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, everyone that's coming in with those subs. Of course, Coach Galaxy giving another one off to Mora. Mr. Moneybags himself here, just showing off, splashing the cash, and we don't care. We love you, buddy, for it. I just don't know what to say at this point, Flame, you know?
Oh, I'm busy spamming hearts.
Oh, I don't blame you. That heart is definitely sexy. It looks beautiful in chat. I've got like the little theater mode going on, so it's like the dark screen of Twitch, and it's something else, guys. Everyone needs to get that little love heart going because
Exactly.
it's
I mean,
fantastic.
You're also supporting probably one of the best orcs on this planet, right? Yeah, no. Well, it's like obviously the money is in good hands, and here at Rewind Gaming we're always trying to improve as much as we can. So hit that Matcherino, hit that Patreon if you feel generous. Ask Coach Duality for yet another sub. So maybe I don't know. Everything's possible tonight. But yeah, what about Rocket League though?
What about Rocket League indeed? Let's get onto it. We're going to be seeing Sapphire Fanboys going on up against, oh man, Mycon Esports, the third roster. Let's actually talk about these teams now, Flame. Sapphire 2K Fanboys, that is Zedo, Stake, and Pugsy. Zedo and Stake, of course, from the Unique Stars roster. These lads are fantastic. Let's just say it as well, Coach Jality, thank you for that gift sub, of course, over to Matar. You absolutely, lad, he's not stopping. This lad is out of control.
Right now. It's pretty much taken over. Right, it's
And
too
there it
speed
is,
as
like
well.
the speed. Oh, speed.
Wait, I don't really care about Rocket League right now. I do care, but I want to see how much he actually just spent on gifting subs. So we have Bucketman. That's one. Then we have Dennis, 2. Moby, 3. We have Bus with the 4th. Then Ben
I think
with
it's up
the
to
5th.
7 now.
I think he's 6 is here. That's actually the 7th. The 7th. No, it's the 8th.
8. What?
9. What?
9th. What is this? Coach Reality just going off the rails. He's a train that can't be stopped. You can...
I guess we have to stop the stream fairly soon, otherwise he's just broke. But yeah, we continue that way.
The problem here is that sort of like we're deterred from the game. We've got like a whole sort of script of we have to go to, but Coach Reality, guys, he's the one to blame for this.
He's
the reason we're not going on through to this match, and he's just basically making this a sub chat.
Oh, you said you had a decent month of Twitch and wanted to share the love. I can see that. I mean, you've shown us the love, mate. I feel like a hooker right now, but it's still it's a lot of money. It is.
Loads of money thrown about. We love it.
Oh, we love you. Oh yeah, give me one more sub.
Well, let's get on into this because we've got the players. We've got the players waiting in the lobby. We're holding them up. I'm sure they don't mind. But yeah, we haven't talked about the Mycon Esports roster. That is Dreamy, RNZ, and Nexi. These guys are fantastic. Maybe flown under the radar a little bit, but then to be feared as well. They've got on through 2 here. They're going up against the Zapphire 2K fanboys, who are the first I just said sub because he's done it again, Coach Reality there with the sub over to Jay Wells. You're making me sweat here, buddy.
I think I'm going to close the Twitch chat for a moment and focus on the upcoming game. So you have like 2 attractions going on at the same time because, man, this is the semi-finals. I can't wait to see who is taking away that game. It's a best of 3 overall, so everything's possible. But Mycon Esports had a bit of a fight going through. On the other hand, Sapphire fanboys, as expected. I think are they the top seed?
Yep, the Sapphire 2K fanboys are the top seed. I've just had Bucket ring in my ear here. Okay, we're just going to shout out all the new subs over, after this match, before the finals, because we've got to get back on track. Yeah, exactly. They are the first seed, the Sapphire 2K fanboys. And Mycon Esports, Mycon Esports, they are, I'm just quickly having a little look, they're the 4th seed. So rightfully so, for both these teams, everything has sort of happened accordingly, haven't they? The seeding here at Rewind is really quite good in the sense of you can expect that. And like I said as well, where that sort of 3rd down to 10th or so slot is such a hot contestant. I love the competition here, where players keep coming back time and time again to go up against each other. They're improving themselves and they're sort of becoming friends through the action of doing it.
Oh, it's also interesting to see that this time it is way closer than in the quarterfinals, for example, where it was 2nd versus 7th and the 7th advanced. So also shows that the competition is fairly close and everything's possible. But I think we have let you guys wait for long enough time. Let's get the teams in. My prediction will be, I think Sapphire fanboys will take away that best of 3. Also, guys in the chat, let us know what you think. And Bacon, who do you think is advancing into the finals?
I'm agreeing with you with Sapphire 2K fanboys Mycon. We saw how Wadu Heck were playing earlier, and Mycon beat them in quite a lengthy series. It was a 2-1 in favor to them. Of course, they made it through. But they lost their first game 6-5 and then won the second 4-1, won the third one 3-2. So quite close, but Sapphire 2K fanboys, I'm just going to say it now. Zedo's the one to watch along with State. This team can absolutely pop off something crazy. I'm excited to see it happen. Take it away, Flame.
And here we go, the first semi-finals, and the onward that we'll see on stream. Fairly neutral kickoff here. But it looks like Sapphire fanboys are moving up. There comes Zedo going in, but Dreamy, incredible block, reading that touch almost perfectly. Situation ain't over yet, but double commit there from Mycon, completely unpressured there from Sapphire. They're taking the time, stake off the ceiling, getting that center ball, and Zedo pretty much has to tap that one in. No chance for Mycon to save that one with Zedo.
Well, I said it with Zedo, you got to watch out for him. State passing it across to him. You can tell these two are teammates because that was coordinated.
And the second double commit on the side of Mycon too. So probably something that they want to work on. They still have plenty of time. But Sapphire fanboys, they will not let that one go, making sure they extend the lead as quickly as possible. Zedo again going up for it. But Dreamy, second time reading that touch before Zedo, looking for that center ball right there, but fortunately gets intercepted right away. So far they haven't really found a way to beat that. That might be the first idea. Nexi almost finding the net there. Backflip was way too weak though. Zedo easy time save that one. Looking for the demo. Smart play. That is pretty much an open net. Can Dreamy come back in time? It is RNZ who's picking up the ball there. But what a start from the Sapphire fanboys. Zedo again off the wall, looking for that clear. Gets picked up by RNZ. Early contest on the side of Mycon. Onto the backboard, easy time picking from Nexi though. Stake back to Zedo, pops it high up. Nobody in the center to pick that one up because Proxy was already back in defense. Making sure the rotation is on point, and that could have been a goal. Stake getting that little touch that he needed to make sure they still keep the lead.
Yeah, what a clear. They're using absolute mastery of your card to put it away. And it was such a great clear. We're seeing it again from RNZ here, clearing it off to the side to be able to follow through. Unfortunately, that hit went, of course, into Zedo. I'm liking how these players are moving the ball around the pitch. They're using every single opportunity they can, especially the Wolves, to be able to put the ball where they want it and follow on through.
Oh, that could have been an opportunity, but Zedo reading that passing play miles ahead. Stake getting a good clear to the side, but onto the back wall yet again. There comes Nexi. Zedo expecting a hit, went for the block, fortunately hitting the back wall in the same attempt. Wide clear from Stake, finding Poxy, but he's leading it to Zedo. Not quite expecting that pass. Dreamy is forced to dribble that one out. There comes Stake. Good center ball, but the 50-50 goes in favor of RNZ. Poxy again, dropping that one straight towards the wall. There comes Nexi with the shot opportunity. Zedo in the way, not quite getting the touch he was looking for. But clear from Stake finally ends up being a counter attack for Zephyr.
Yeah, a lot of good back and forth here. No one really taking the advantage over the opposite team. And it's because they're closing down every angle, and it's like say that Castor's Curse kicks on in. RNZ seeing that opportunity is just going to hammer that away.
I mean, that was pretty much just Zephyr fanboys expecting Zedo to hit that wide pass into the midfield. Good on RNZ for, seeing the opportunity to calculate that miss. It was definitely a difficult hit, but with 2 minutes left on the clock, it is pretty much anyone's game at this point. Good to see that the first and fourth seed quite even in skill. We predicted it earlier, didn't we, Bacon?
Yeah, we said this is going to be a close one. I was expecting the Zephyr fanboys just to be able to kick it up a notch, but this is still a best of 3. That means there's the potential for 3 games. It's not over with just one. If these two teams have to go head-to-head like this for the full 3 games, it is going to really tire them out, and that is when endurance comes on into it. I'm excited to see how this goes on further, especially with nice movements upfield like that.
That could have been an opportunity for Dreamy, but Poxy reading that pass miles ahead. There comes next again. Doesn't really have a lot of support though. It's just dying out in the corner of the Sapphire fanboys, but Zedo again, fake a Dreamy there with that back foot. Not sure if that was intended or not. Good center ball. Poxy is ready, but so is Nexi blocking that shot. Not quite finding the pass to Dreamy. Picking up himself again. That should have probably been a pass to Dreamy in that spot. Dreamy, speaking of the devil, getting a good save there. Nexi is forced to go for it. Poxy, unfortunately, a bit wide. Here comes Zedo. But RNZ looking for that clear, finding the save. Can he get that angle a bit tight? Trying to keep possession as good as he can. Good idea from Nexi. Ends up being a back pass, actually. Stake not getting the touch he was looking for, but here comes Zedo. Nobody there to support him. Dreamy looking for that clear, but Poxy just ends up hitting that ball as good as he can. The ball's pretty much dying down the midfield now.
Yeah, you said it right earlier about Nexi moving the ball with the back pass to try and pull the defenders on out, because you saw it there. There was 2 waiting around goal, could really cover the whole goal there. So just pass the ball back, keep it within your possession, and then have another attempt after a little bit. It's clever play.
That's definitely what will make the difference here. As soon as we hit overtime, it is pretty much coming down to 1 goal. Who is taking the lead here in this best of 3. Such a close game. That 1 game could make a difference. So if it's in both teams' interest to make sure they get that early lead, so far it looks like both teams haven't really found a way. That could be an opportunity, but Nexi again, seeing the opportunity, it doesn't matter. Zedo with only 18 seconds of overtime putting that one in.
Yeah, just the opportunity is there. Zedo just seeing it, puts it into that top left corner, and it was all off the back of his teammate. I do believe it was Pugsy. I can't remember, to be honest. Saw it off the glimpse at the corner of the screen, just removing that defender with a bit of bumping play. Sapphire fanboys, they're quite good at manhandling their opponents, aren't they, Flame?
I'm not too sure about that. I mean, they've been punishing Mycon as soon as they had the opportunity. I mean, the double commit, we've seen it in the background here. Double commit from the defense from Mycon opened up the net for Zephyr. That pretty much unfortunate 50-50 from Nexi, who ends up being a perfect center pass for Zedo to get another goal. But other than that, I have to say, it's fairly close competition here. And if Mycon Esports continue to play as they do at the moment, and just get rid of that small defensive errors, it's they should have a decent shot here and on taking the best of 3 even.
One thing I find quite interesting in this, and you guys can see it on the leaderboards, is the 5 shots coming out from Zedo. No one else on the team had a shot there in that whole game. I love how there's like distinctive roles going on here, Flame, and it's just knowing each position quite well. Now, Mycon, they can capitalize that by throwing in a demo or two, can't they? Where you just completely throw those positions off, and it might make the Sapphire fanboys sweat a little.
I mean, we have seen it with Vexy during the game, but he was pretty much taking out Zedo all the time with his early contests, mid-air even. So Zedo had no time adjusting whatsoever, because he was always there. So I agree, if they take out Zedo, they definitely have a good shot here. But it might be that Stake and Puxy both can shoot as well. We haven't seen them doing it yet. With that kickoff, might be Mycon Esports who are asking the questions, giving Stake a lot of time to recover. Still doesn't do anything with that ball. Zedo, beautiful pass there. Stake looking for Puxy in the midfield. With Zedo in the defense, they're lacking a lot of offensive pressure here. 50-50 goes in favor of Mycon. Dreamy going for that wide clear. Fortunately, nobody on the side of Mycon was there. There comes Zedo. That could have been the shot of the day, the goal of the day. Unfortunately, he's not playing here. Nexi is up there. Wide clear ends up being in the midfield. A good start there from both teams.
Yeah, definitely a lot of back and forth, and it's what we want to see. Not ping pong nature in what you'll commonly see, which is just a lot of big clearances go each way. No, it is really controlled with coming out there from RNZ, but it's fine. Nexi is in goal. I love how both sides are backing up their teammates here, making sure that they can just pick up if there's a whiff, but there will be a crack in that wall.
It looks like it is more likely to be Mycon Esports again. Another double and triple commit even in defense. They're getting quite panicky when it comes in front of the net and they're not getting those clear hits. They need to keep their cool because Sapphire, they will punish them, but especially more when you panic. There comes Puxy, decent shot, Nexi again. Defensive powerhouse, demo from Dreamy could be dangerous. Well, Nexi again, just being probably the best player on Mycon Esports for right now. Good defensive pressure. Zedo again, not quite finding that. A bit unfortunate with that touch there. Should have been a goal, really, but the woodwork works in favor of Mycon Esports.
Yeah, Mycon Esports, all the pressure there, but Stake and Pugsy, as well as Zedo, are holding strong. They just got to make sure that when they do counter, it's into open space and have a player to follow on to it so they can get down into their opponent's end of the field and not just send one person on their own into that counter.
Oh, that should have been a goal yet again. Stake was a bit too afraid. Zedo with a good center ball there, but here comes Nexi. Not only strong in defense, but in offense. Pinch off the wall. Could be dangerous. RNZ respecting the clear from Stake. Here comes Nexi. Beautiful touch to RNZ. He's a bit too late in the air there. But Mycon Esports are asking the questions. Backboard passes will likely not succeed. We've seen it in the last series as well. Here comes Stake. It's a decent shot from RNZ with the smart demo. Taking out Zedo out of the play. Puxy currently being AFK there midfield. Hopefully he's coming back anytime soon. Not sure what is going on right now, but that is a 2v3 situation for Mycon Esports. Can they make it count? Stake is working his hardest to make sure the ball drops into the Mycon half.
A 3v2 situation can be quite killer, but sometimes it can be a bit hard because it messes up the flow of the game. But Stake and Zedo, they need Pugsy to come back quickly because once the orange side, yes, the Mycon side adjust, they're going to get the goal. There it is. And RNZ is going to come through with the demo as well to secure it. It's a dangerous position here, isn't it, Flame?
I mean, I'm not sure why Sapphire went for that, because they went for the passing play when you have a third man in the back picking up the clear there from Mycon. In this case, it was just RNZ touching the ball before, I think it was Stake, and just slaughtering that one in because they're lacking one player. But a wide clear from Zedo could be dangerous. But I mean, it is a 3v2, so RNZ was already back. And with just 1 minute 30, it is definitely a task for the Sapphire fanboys to come back if Puxy doesn't make it back. And so far, Mycon Esports doing a good job of keeping the lead. Challenges there, open net yet again. They're playing like they have the third man.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy how they're still keeping it so tight. But there is that gap. The third man is not there, so RNZ, they're finally being able to find that opening. It's going to put it away, and it's a harsh thing to sort of say, but Pugsy, your team needs you back now. Let's hope that his PC has suddenly just, come back together, or his internet stopped being crashed, because his team need him. Pugsy is a valuable cog in that machine.
Just his presence alone does a lot. We've seen it, both goals, but just not the Sapphire doing major mistakes other than playing like they have a third man. I mean, that was just probably me and the caster's curse. I mean, that was just an individual mistake there in defense.
Yeah, and Snake tried, but he needed to flip out into it, so it got a bit of power. Instead, it was just near enough a dead hit, dropping it in front of the net, and it got picked on up.
Yeah, and I mean, it pretty much sucks for the Sapphire fanboys here on Micron Esports. It's still a competitive field, right? So you utilize every advantage that you get. And they've been playing it fairly decent. Pugsy finding his way back with 40 seconds left on the clock and 3-0 for Micron Esports. I don't know, mate. It's a bit unfortunate, but I don't see them coming back from this.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to turn it around, and I'm going to say it's one of those, 1 in 100 times it may happen, even with Pugsy back. But the the Sapphire fanboys, they did win that first game. So they can take it to game 3. They've got that little bit of safety, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But it's still, Nexi just pulling that one in for the fans. 4-0 for Sapphire fanboys. I mean, it was still a brilliant passing play. Dreamy seeing the opportunity there, trying to carry on as much momentum as they can in game number 3, which is unfortunate for the Sapphire fanboys again. But it also gives us a game 3, so probably what we're asking for, right? Not quite the best way to do it.
It feels a little bit sour. We're going to completely admit a DC is never brilliant, especially when these two teams are so head to head. But that just means this third game, it's still anyone's, isn't it? Here, Flame, where I still can't call it unless there's a DC again. This is going to go to an overtime, pretty much, I reckon.
I mean, I would suggest that Pugsy now has a feeling that he has to redeem himself, right? So maybe he's even stepping up this game way more than he already did, and it's going to be an explosive game number 3. That's pretty much what we're hoping for. So we could probably thank the disconnect afterwards if that's the case. But we will find out in game number 3 between Micron Esports and the Sapphire fanboys. And at this point, I have to say, I'm not so sure if Sapphire will take game number 3.
Well, Micron, they've got a bit of a flow going, don't they, at the moment? Coming off of that win, and they're definitely going to be feeling good. With Sapphire fanboys going to be a bit frustrated with the lack of Pugsy there. But these guys are seasoned veterans of Rewind Gaming, so they should know how to pick themselves up in this situation and be able to go on forward. But I bet you Micron aren't going to let them have, an easy time of it. It is still going to be that 50-50 game, and it could go either way as we get on into this game 3 here of the semi-finals. It's an absolute cracker.
Yeah, the start as explosive as we can hope for. Here comes Pugsy, first shot on the net. RNZ ready off the backboard to clear that one. Early contest from Zedo ends up being a pass from Dreamy, but there's Pugsy yet again. Looks like this guy needed the DC to wake up. So far has been fairly explosive, but Zedo almost setting up the ball for Nexi there. Early contest from RNZ ends up being a pass to Nexi. Nexi to RNZ yet again. Can he get it into the center? Dreamy is ready. But so is Pugsy, not the best touch. Gets a bit messy here, ends up being a demo involved as well, but somehow Stake still getting it into the center. Dreamy back to Nexi, beautiful passing plays going on the side of Micron Esports.
Yeah, but once again, 50-50 kickoff. Stake trying to go with a nice maneuver, but it's just so wide. That is how close this is. The post is near enough like a fourth player here, because these players are going to have to go so far into the corners of the goal if they want to get past those defenders.
gets a bit messy, I have to say. That's unlike the two games, I have to say. Double commit on the side of Micon Esports in the defense ends up being okay because RNZ is winning the 50-50 mid-air. Micon Esports a bit out of position, and there comes Zeta with a beautiful demo. Proxy, easy time putting that one in.
It's that frustration coming out Flame, where the players are going to start double committing because they're panicking a little bit. The Sapphire fanboys really hit the ground running. They're putting pressure on. Mycon's just got to be able to relax, keep themselves calm, and they will be able to get on through this. I'm not expecting this to be one-way traffic, and they'll be able to sort it, but a whiff coming up from RNZ there.
Yeah, definitely a different Micon now that Proxy is back on the pitch. And I mean, I've been predicting the goal pretty much. I haven't predicted, but I've seen it coming. Just to get back to it. But Demo on the other side of Micon Esports took work in their favor. Both defenders are beaten, but Dreamy back to the bat mode. Nobody there to pick it up. Stake down to Zeto. But again, Nexi is probably Zeto's most difficult enemy, nemesis pretty much. Onto the bat mode yet again. But Dreamy completely out of position. Zeto hammering that across the field here. RNZ is forced to go for it. Gets a favorable 50-50. With 2 minutes 49 left, it is still such a close game.
Yeah, the only problem now for Micon is when they are getting towards that goal, they're just going a little bit wide. They keep trying to pass it and work around the defenders, and no one's going for that shot. They're just lingering a little bit too long. They've got to be careful, and they've got to finally be a bit more decisive.
Ooh, that miss from Zeto puts Stake in a really awkward position. Counter-attack for Micon Esports. They need a goal soon, or yeah, well, anytime soon. Here comes RNZ, beautiful clear. Stake with such a well-placed shot. It doesn't matter. RNZ with the Batmobile pulling off an amazing save, keeping his team in the game for now. But they also have to score because Zeto and his Sapphire fanboys teammates are trying their best to seal the deal right here. They want to show that even a disconnect cannot throw them off from the top seed.
Yep. It's crazy. This could have been a game for the finals. Oh, Zeto, as I said, breaks out on down, pulls out a goal, and it was just once again down to a double commit there, Flame.
Yeah, it's over and over the same issue. I've called it in game 1 as well, but they need to get rid of that because Sapphire fanboys, they will not let you get away with it for multiple times at least. And now it is a 2-0 lead with 1 minute 40 left. Micon putting themselves in a really difficult spot because they surely have the goal to advance into the finals. But here comes Zeto onto the back wall. Proxy not quite getting the angle he was looking for. Nexi picking up the ball there, ends up centering it for Stake. 50-50, bounces straight back into the half. Stake faking it for Zeto. Zeto looking for that angle, but double touch doesn't quite connect. Proxy shot unfortunately a bit wide. 1 minute 40 left on the clock. Micon Esports, they have to step up their game.
They do indeed, because this is coming down to the last minute of the game. This is when it really comes down to crunch time. Micon is still in it. 2 goals is so achievable. A nice passing play there, but Stake was able to just be so quick onto it. Micon, their problem is they can't go out all into aggression because it's just going to open them up. They've got to keep solid in their rotations and go for those demos, remove the players from the Sapphire fanboys.
I mean, the rotation on the side of Sapphire is so tight. That could be an opportunity. Nexi not quite getting for Dreamy. Expecting a hit there. Was in the perfect position to slot that one in. Pretty much a freebie. Here comes Puxy. Beautiful touch and Stake. Just following up that amazing pass.
Flame, I hate to say it, but I think that might just be the nail in the coffin as Puxy. Like you said, beautiful pass. Dropping it down. That was graceful. That's what it was. Graceful with a dainty little hit as they will pass it down. And Stake comes on through, puts it away. And I was saying earlier about how the Sapphire fanboys just had Zeto on an attack. Look at this. One apiece straight up until Stake denies me that. Gets his second goal, and it was a great opportunist moment for him.
Yeah, I mean, just the rotation on the side of Sapphire fanboys on point. While Proxy was rotating back, we see both players moving up the field, closing out as much space as they can. At this point, the Micon Esports guys have already given up. I think that's sad to see that in the semifinals also leaving the game. But with 8 seconds left on the clock, Sapphire Fanboys will just run down the time, maybe get in another goal, while Zedo is trying to get on top of the scoreboard. With that goal, he's certainly close to it, but it doesn't matter at this point. Sapphire Fanboys will advance into the finals.
They will indeed. Commiserations, of course, going on out to Mycon. They played so well, and then it was just when Zedo, Stake, and Pugsy really pulled their socks up that they were able to just perform spectacularly. We said earlier, their rotations were so strong, being able to keep that pressure going. It was incredible, and I mean, we can see why they're the first seed, can't we, Flame? It is so obvious with that class of Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean, the last game pretty much has proven us why they're there. It's not so much... I mean, Pugsy's Pause was probably the best player of the tournament so far that we've seen on stream. But other than that, it's just been really solid Rocket League, being there where you need to be, punish your opponents for every little defensive mistake that they do. And let's just hope for a really, really good final, because if we take a look at the bracket... Well, you know what? We got to do this.
I love this final. I'm sorry, I've got to say it now. We've got the Sapphire 2K fanboys going up against the Zedo fanboys. I could have not asked for a better final.
Yeah.
This group of 6 are almost like best mates here on Rewind. And, I mean, you can see it by doing the whole fanboy of each other. This is almost like a match made in heaven for a final, isn't it, Flame?
Yeah, it's probably it feels kind of rigged for people who are new to this, right? Because, well... Obviously, both coming in. No, I mean, both played really well. Zedo Fanboys definitely one of the teams that can take on this Sapphire 2K Fanboy squad as well. And, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see how the final will play out. But before, I think we're heading to a break, don't we, Bacon?
Yeah, we're going to be heading on over to a break whilst that game gets set up. But nonetheless, let's do the whole shout-outs. You were with the $2.50 donation over on Matcherino. Thank you so much. We're currently sitting on $25.50, guys. So let's make sure we hit that $45 donation goal so that we can give these players what they really want, the money to go home with tonight. I mean, they've been working their little Rocket League wheels off for it. And, of course, we can't, finish this up without saying it. I said I would. 22 new subs coming on in from Coach Duality. 22. He's gifted them away. Let's quickly just, have a round of applause for him. Let's see those RG love hearts in chat. Let's do it, guys. Let's spam it as we go into this break. Make sure you hit that follow button. I'm just amazed at the moment, Flame, here. So let's just leave on the love hearts. Everything
is going so well, right? I mean, also I have to say, I don't know you yet, Coach Duality, but you seem to be mental, and I love it. It's like, I hope that's not too too offensive, but like, you're a generous guy. I like you. Anyway.
Yeah, let's head on into the break and leave it on that.
Oh, well,
we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes with the Sapphire 2K fanboys going up against the Zedo fanboys in the finals. And there's another one over to Pugsy from Coach Duality. Make that 23 new subs. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back, boys. We are here at the finals. I'm Digital Bacon, once again joined by Flame. And boy, oh boy, right. This tournament has almost been running, you know, as a script, getting the Sapphire 2K fanboys here, going up against the Zeto fanboys. Everything has been on track, even the sub train coming on in, Flame.
Yeah, I mean, this evening has been amazing so far, and I can't wait.
Oh, Flame's mic may have just cut out again there. Unfortunately, he's just going to fix.
I can't stand your crazy mixed up world no more. It seems like I haven't found that right
Welcome back, guys. We're so sorry about that delay. You know, it's not in our hands. It's all down to Discord. But myself, Digital Bacon, and Flame, we've got everything sorted out, haven't we, buddy? It's all under control. We've got the players back into the lobby, and we're ready to go, aren't we?
Yeah. Let's just start the game. I know that plenty of people watching. We're all excited. It's just a bit of a letdown that Discord didn't quite work, but it will not ruin us the final between the Zapfire and the Zedo fanboys. Whoever is gonna win this final has done an awesome job in this tournament so far. I can't wait to see how this one will play out, and hopefully it will go to game number 5, because both teams are definitely on the peak of their performance at the moment. Here we go, take it away.
That is the key thing. It is best of 5 now. So it's not a best of 3 like it was before. There's potential for 2 more games, and I'm not going to be surprised if we do get all 5. Oh, Steak keeps it out. It's off to the side. Zapfire still trying to put that pressure on. But look at this. The Zapfire fanboys able to deal with it, and deal with it well as Steak gets a goal.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Just really easy passing plays. Zedo seeing Steak on the wall. And a mechanical, difficult touch there from Steak as well. Just slotting that one across the whole defense of the Zedo fanboys.
And the Sats going up against Pugsy on this kickoff. Steak, good follow through, but Distance was even better getting that block. All in the corner, Zapfire going for a light touch, trying to pass it to Everstats, but it didn't quite work. Zedo off to the corner now, keeping the ball moving, trying to get it down to his opponent's end. Whiff coming out from Zapfire. Might hurt them as Steak is up in the air, try to dunk it down. Distan with the block. Pugsy come through a power hit, but Zapfire can keep it on out. Zedo again keeping on this pressure. The attack is so good. It's what they're known for. We saw it in the semi-finals. Steak still hammering that way, putting it onto the backboard, going for that double touch, but it didn't work. And that is a beefy clear coming out from Eversax.
Yeah, relentless pressure here from the Zapfire fanboys. It's quite interesting to see that Pugsy is always the guy staying back in defense, because we were talking about it earlier. Zedo is definitely the striker in this team. So is Steak apparently.
I like that. Everyone can be a striker if they really want to on this side. Steak nearly getting that, but Zapfire, he was a lucky boy being in the right position of goal there to keep that on out, really checking that ball. Pass across, but Steak just getting that block, removing the opportunity. Zapfire with a good clear downfield. It's now going to put Pugsy and Steak just in a bit of a corner. Zedo bumping this on up, moving the ball downfield. Really, after a demo like that, keeping the ball moving down to your opponent's end is the best thing to do.
Now we see Zedo fanboys trying their best to make a play happen, and they quite early on the contest, they're getting better and better, and get rewarded in the same way as well. Distant just slotting that one in after an interesting double commit there from the Zephyr fanboys. We have seen that earlier in other series as well. It's not what you want to do at this level of play.
No, it's not what you want to do, especially when the Zedo fanboys, they're going to be able to capitalize upon that great little 1-2 from them. Now we're seeing it at 1-0. Zedo coming through the air. Look at him drop. Falling with style as he gets a second goal for the Sapphire fanboys.
I mean, individual plays will not work out all the time, but Zedo just taking it away from the first defender, dunking the second one on the line. Amazing, amazing solo play here from Zedo. And I mean, that can also decide games, individual brilliance.
Yep, that could be the last and only winning goal of this game. But I don't count on that just yet. These players still have more in the tank. Distan, unfortunately, just getting a bit of a whiff there. Pugsy trying to redirect down, and what a redirect it was! 3-1 now to the Sapphire fanboys.
Well, you've seen it earlier during that game that Zephyr fanboys are definitely more likely to pull off the passing plays, looking more for their teammates where they're positioned, because they know that each of the players on their side of the team can pull out some amazing stuff, like Zedo, like Steak, and this time even Pugsy.
Yep, and of course, ooh, they're doing it again. Great little maneuver around that corner. Sapphire trying his hardest to get out, but Zedo caught onto it, put it into the wall, and actually into the curve to knock it straight down for Steak. These lads, they have got such great mechanical skill.
Yeah, and synergy as well. So far it looks like Sapphire, they finally found their true form. What would be a greater time than the finals, but on the other hand, Zedo fanboys are still asking questions as well. But it needs a lot of work and a lot of, dedication to make sure that they get back into this game.
Yeah, that is it. They're asking the questions. They're putting their shots on. They just need the goals. It's tightening up those screws. Like that jump there from Eversax, unfortunately not doing much, but Distan was there. It's just going to be about finishing off that synergy. It's a great pass into the center. Pugsy gets it on away though. Distan, I love that little hit across field. Really moving that ball about, making it harder for the Sapphire fanboys to really have such a straight shot at goal.
Oh, I mean, that was a good back post rotation there from Eversax. Unfortunately, not quite reading the touch. It feels like they're a bit slower than their opposition at the moment. Have not been that, I mean, Zephyr fanboys have been doing mistakes as well. Zedo fanboys haven't been able to punish them yet too much.
Yeah, and you can see that now. We haven't had a goal for the last minute. The game's really tightened on up. Less mistakes coming out. Zedo looking for a double touch. Oh, just into the crossbar. Great control there from Sapphire to put it away to the side. Distan coming through. Quick counter from him, but Steak able to block it on out, and then Sapphire blocks him. Zedo knocking it back into the middle. Steak looking to bump it up. Uses that wall straight down to Zedo, but Eversax, great block there. Another 50-50 coming out. Steak sending it across to Pugsy into the corner now. A little bit of a slowdown, but Eversax does come out with a great clear. Past it to Distant, going the whole length of the pitch.
And you can already tell that Zephyr fanboys are slowing down the game quite a lot. But that goes in favor of Zedo fanboys because they've been playing a bit more now that they get more time to line up their passes. So I think Zephyr fanboys, they should continue that explosive and fast gameplay. And with 22 seconds left, they're not quite forced to do it yet. But for game number 2, it should definitely be helpful if they just continue how they played in the first half of this game.
Distan not being able to get that one through, and definitely the whole morale basis of we haven't seen a goal for near enough the whole second half. That means going on into game 2, no team has really got the favour. This is the best of 5, so a single win is not going to sway it enough to really decide who's going to take the lead. Sapphire fanboys, they've got that first win, but don't expect Zedo fanboys to really roll on over. They're going to come into the second game punching. This is like some sort of Rocky Balboa stuff where it's a really hard fight between the two.
Yeah, but both, if I remember correctly, both teams had quite a tough series, though. Like where they gave away one match and then they came back even stronger in the follow-up game. So I expect Zeto fanboys, as you already mentioned, to come back strong in the second one. But so far, it looks like they're quite struggling with the speed and the accuracy on the side of the Sapphire fanboys. Steak, Zeto, and Puxy just playing together way too well and way too fast for the Zeto fanboy squad at this moment.
Well, questions to be answered in the second game. We're going on through to it. Can the Zeto fanboys do what we expect them to do here, Flame? Come back fighting, and really, I'm expecting this to be a back and forth here. Each team taking a game, then the next one following through and closing it on out. Getting that, equalizer of games, especially goal-wise. This is going to be a series. We've already seen one game, and it was a good one. Let's go. Distan getting the kickoff. Steak puts it up high. He's going to follow on through to that, knocking it on down, but that hands it over to Sapphire. Sapphire with a good dribble, puts it up, but Zeto can handle it. Distan putting it back in the middle. Great pressure now coming out from Zeto fanboys.
Ooh, I mean, already tell how quick they switch around defense into offense on the side of the Sapphire fanboys. 1-2 touches, but on the other side, Zeto fanboys finally finding a way to punish the mistakes that the Sapphire fanboys can do in the defense. Not the best clear from Zeto, and beautiful touch from Distan. We've seen that before. Distan, the passing player, Eversex, the defensive powerhouse, and Sapphire, the striker, just like it is on the other side of the Sapphire fanboys.
It is that mental game there. Distan knowing where Zeto is going to have to clear the ball to, so he follows up, closing that down, keeping the attack going. A crazy maneuver there. Steak and Pugsy just going to use brute force. Didn't quite work that time. Zeto back on the balls. He moves it downfield. Eversax has to deal with this as Zeto's onto it. Big hit off to the wall. That's going towards the center. Steak knocking it on down into the curve. And now Distan and Eversax have a little bit of time to work with. They didn't use it. Zeto coming through, but Eversax, great save from him.
Yeah, just as we mentioned earlier, he is the defensive powerhouse, but on the other side, Steak is showing up yet again. And it comes down to another defensive mistake, this time on the side of Zeto fanboys. Sapphire not getting the backboard clear there. Easy time for Steak putting that one in.
Yep, you can't let up for a moment here. 1-1. Both sides really going mano a mano. Ball lingering on down into the center. Steak trying to get a dribble going, but it didn't quite work. Sapphire closed it on out. Does a great pass. But look at that from Steak. Using the whole of his car to block out the shot. Able to send this back. Now Sapphire's Pugsy puts it into the corner. Sapphire is there like his buddy Distan did before. Going to where your opponents want to clear the ball. That's just going to, stop any chance of clearances.
Oh, and it goes, all of a sudden it goes real quick. Both teams are capable of speeding up the games. But yeah, again, another defensive blunder, this time from Eversex, opening up the net here. It really comes down to just individual mistakes.
Yeah, the individual mistakes, and that is just because of the high level of Rocket League that is going on. A single mistake can be so costly. These guys, it could be a whole series of those mistakes are going to be able to decide it. That's going to be the factor. And once again, that clear in defense into the center, it was an easy follow-up there for Sapphire. And again, another mistake.
Interestingly enough, both teams have been showing that they don't have any issues clearing those backboard passes, but pretty much 3 out of 4 goals have been just those simply backboard hits that have not been cleared or contested, which is quite a shame. And I also want to mention real quick that both teams pretty much have a similar setup of players. One offensive player, one defensive player, one that is contributing to the ball. While I'm talking, almost another goal from Eversex. But yeah, I mean, I just want to say the competition is so close and teams are so similar. It can only come down to individual mistakes to decide who is taking that game.
And it can only be a rewind final that gives you that. Make sure you're hitting that follow button here because
Hello? Oh, the score is still up. Alright, so looks like we're now coming to another technical difficulties, but I'm just taking over at this point. Game number 2 between Sapphire Fanboys and the Zedo Fanboys. Speaking of Zedo, beautiful pass into the midfield of Eversex. Yet again, defensive powerhouse as we've been praising him before. 2 minutes left on the clock. It is everyone's game at this point. Here comes Eversex, putting that one high up into the midfield. Sapphire picking up, looking for the double touch. Can he make it happen? He gets the touch, but unfortunately just a bit wide. Proxy intercepting Eversex attempt right away. Rotation on the side of Sapphire Fanboys is not quite on point. But Sapphire, good interception. Dista looking for that demo play. Proxy was already high up in the air. And that is just a tight game number 2. Sapphire presented with an open net, tapping that one straight down. And here we go, 3-2 for the Zedo Fanboys. Again, good interception there from Eversex. Double commit on the side of Sapphire Fanboys, just opening up the net. It is a story that gets repeated over and over again on both sides of the pitch. Just individual mistakes in the defense. Offensive-wise, both teams are just super strong overall. But it comes down to a defense that is the deciding factor in this matchup so far. 1 minute 16 left on the clock. Here comes Eversex onto the wall. Proxy already ready. Pops that one into the midfield. Sapphire intercepting him right away. Bit of an awkward position here for Proxy. Somehow gets it through, but here comes Eversex. Zedo, can he get the clear? Sapphire is ready to intercept. Nobody in the center for distance. He recognizes that, takes his time. Stake utilizes that time to his advantage. Eversex versus 2 that asks questions for Zedo. He has to get to it. Good backboard save there from him. Sapphire already there to annoy anyone that is trying to clear that ball. And just on the other side as well. Sapphire Fanboys under a lot of pressure, but one touch is all they need to put on pressure on the Zedo Fanboys net as well. And we've seen that a couple of times already. They are quite comfortable with those 1-2 touches that almost always end up being in a difficult situation for the Zedo Fanboys. But on the other side, they're struggling in defense. They're taking a lot of time, but that is not what you want to do versus the Zedo Fanboys. It's so quick on the contest. Looks like they finally have been waking up in this game number 2. Dista versus 2 on the wall. 8 seconds left on the clock. Can the Sapphire Fanboys make it happen? The Zedo Fanboys just taking it easy here. Eversex in the midfield. Good deception with that ball just pretty much dying down. It is Zedo Fanboys taking game number 2. And boys, let us know in the chat who do you think is going to take away that final. So far we are on a 1-1 scoreline. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the Fanboys are fairly even. And I can imagine there are a couple of other Fanboys in the chat as well rooting for the teams. But let us know who do you think is going to take away that final. And yeah, I mean, as you might have noticed, Bacon is currently unavailable, so I'm just taking over this stream. I hope you guys don't mind, but you're stuck with me now. So yeah, I mean, talking about the teams, we've been talking about it earlier in the first game of this best of 5 that the Sapphire Fanboys have been showing up. They pretty much have done the same thing as they've done, or like they've done in game number 1. Well, game number 2, it's just the story of the Zedo Fanboys rising with amazing passing plays themselves. And this time, they have been punishing the Sapphire Fanboys as good as they could. Still a close game, though, so it doesn't tell anything in the regard of who is going to take away that prize money. And in case you didn't know, we have a Matcherino link as well, so make sure you type in Matcherino in chat. Put in a couple dollars if you haven't used that free $1 code yet. Make sure you do that as well. But here we go, game number 3. Fairly even kickoff there, but here comes Sapphire putting that one onto the back wall. Stake is pretty much out of position. Sapphire cannot follow up, but here comes Distant asking the questions. Puxey on the line, getting the save. But again, look how early Zedo Fanboys are contesting those balls. Zedo again doesn't have time to line up the clear because Sapphire is already there. Stake trying to take his time. Nope, never sexes down for the 50-50. Double commit in the defense again. Distant not getting the shot he was looking for. Zedo on the wall though, taking his time. This time getting it past Sapphire, but nobody's there to pick it up. Puxey coming in from his own half. Eversex already ready, looking for that passing play. Beautiful stuff, Eversex, come on, finish that. Distant comes in. Well, here is Stake on the line, keeping the Sapphire Fanboys in the game so far. Zedo looking for an amazing angle, faking out the defense in the process, and Steak, easy time putting that one in. That was the beautiful passing play, and that's just what we were talking about earlier. Sapphire fanboys, they just need one touch out of the defense to put a lot of pressure on the other team, and they've proven us that they can do that in game number 3. Well, even kickoff there goes in favor of the Sapphire fanboys, I would say. Sapphire is stuck there with 2 players in the corner. Eversex trying to help him out. Dwight Prop buys him a lot of time. Can he put it center? Because Distant is already ready. The pass is a bit too far behind Distant. He still gets it center somehow. Sapphire challenging the ball right away. Proxy not getting the touch he was looking for. Zedo ends up almost centering that wall. It was still a bit too high. And that is an opener if Eversex cannot make it happen, but he can. Eversex, one of the most defensive, solid players that I've seen in a tournament. You can always count on this guy being there in time. But beautiful touch from Sapphire. What an infield pass. This set hitting the underneath the crossbar. Zedo again getting in the way. That should have been a goal for the Zedo fanboys. Here comes Distant, asking questions yet again. Steak this time getting the clear, not contested whatsoever. 2 players from both sides are crumbled in the same spot. Sapphire, beautiful eye there. Distant unfortunately way too wide. Zedo, easy time clearing that one. Ball from Zedo finds Sapphire instead. Puxy just pinching that one downwards, getting the clear, even the follow-up as well. But the rotation from the Zedo fanboys is on point. Here comes Steak, gets intercepted by Sapphire with a beautiful bump, buying a lot of time for the Zedo fanboys. Puxy missing the follow-up clear. Here comes Sapphire, taking out 2, and what a way to equalize the score. Let's take a closer look at what happened. I mean, individual performance again. Zedo getting bumped there as well. Steak pretty much fooled by that one little turn. Zedo wasn't ready as well. And I mean, this pretty much shows us why the opponents are called Sapphire fanboys, because he can pull off stuff like that, especially in a huge situation like that. You know, in the finals, you kind of have to have some. I can't use the expression I wanted to use, but you kind of need to be a cheeky player to pull that off, and he does so. But back to the game, level plugins at this point. 2 minutes 18. Sapphire looking for that clear. Ends up also being a shot. Steak just putting that one to Distant. Open that pretty much. Steak somehow getting back in time. Quick turn there on the wall, making sure he keeps the ball safe. Keeps the ball the net clear. Distant. Good attempt there, trying to pitch it over the wall, or at least looking for a double pitch, but nobody was there to receive that pass. Here comes Eversex getting in the way. Puxy somehow still getting it past him. Zedo versus 2. Sapphire just easy time tap around to the side. Can he follow it up? Yes, he can, but nobody from the Zedo fanboys is ready to move up, unfortunately. Clear from Zedo, finds Distant. Steak already ready on the wall. Here comes Zedo. Good infield pass into the middle. But the demo from, I think Distant was on point here. Distant, speaking of him, getting a shot there. Zedo also a defensive powerhouse. 2 amazing saves in this game so far. 1 minute 15 left on the clock. Here comes Steak, pretty much just popping that one to Sapphire. Sapphire into the center. Zedo is forced to go for it. Gets a high clear with a lot of pressure. Eversex just trying to control the ball. Ends up centering for Zedo. That is an exposed net. If Distant gets to it, what a touch from Distant. Making sure they're still in this game. It is just game number 3. Eversex again. Good save from him. Proxy almost finding the net. And whoever is scoring at this stage of the game will likely take it away. Both teams know that. They're trying to play it a bit more safer. Trying to slow things down. Looking for those passing plays. Quick turn from Zedo. Getting in the way just in time. Here comes Eversex looking for that dunk, and Eversex! What are you doing? This is beautiful stuff right now. I kind of saw it coming.
like really, really quiet on my end. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm in game. Well, guys, sorry, we are back once again. It's been a whole different little hodgepodge of problems, but we are underway. And what a game this has been so far. Who would have thought that the Sapphire fanboys would have taken it? Here, now we're sitting at 5-1. It's crazy. But 24 seconds remaining here. Sapphire looking to try and get something underneath, but can't. Zedo with a big clearance. Is moving the whole length of the pitch. Distan putting it up against all Sapphire. Moving it around. But here, with 4 goals separating these two teams, it's a little bit too late. So we're going to see, of course, the Sapphire fanboys take this game. It's been absolutely crazy so far, as we are going to be going into Game 5. Yeah, unfortunately, Discord and even the Twitch app was going a little bit wonky on us. Currently waiting on Flame to get on back. It was me first, and then, of course, him. The players have also been kicked out, so we're going to have a quick little bit of a break whilst they get back in there. But we are underway. And I love the little bit of chat casting. Guys, you have been absolutely fantastic. All 64 of you. I mean, the players as well have been absolutely fantastic. What we've got to remember is they have lost comms as well. That is absolutely crazy that they're able to just hold up. Let's have a little quick look at the Matcherino as well. Let's see where we are with that. Quickly putting that up on my screen as we speak. $8 on in there. Guys, you know what? There is the free codes. Go use that. Quickly get donating. These two teams have been working their little butts off to get here, to be able to put on the performance for you guys at home. I think they definitely deserve it. Anyone give you a sub, says by Matos. Not just yet. Flame, of course, is still in the match. So let's hope he gets on in. He's having the same problem as me. But this is it, guys. The final game of the night. Best of 5 here. And it's straight off with a shot there from Distan. Eversex not being able to get onto it. Stake puts it, but Sapphire is strong enough to keep that on out. Flame, buddy, come on, tell me you're in.
I'm on my phone. I don't
You're on
see
your
anything.
phone. Let's just go with it. You're still on the match. Distan moving the ball down the length of the pitch. Zedo, good block there to send it to the wall. Eversex moving it across. Easy pickup for Pugsley. Sapphire responding straight to Distan. Tried to drop it, but Pugsley keeping it out.
You gotta move on, mate. I'm sure coming back.
I say Pugsley being able to keep it on out. It was not for long. Great follow-up by Eversax, and then into the center for Sapphire. Seeing that opening, it will put that on through, straight on in and true. 4:20, lads, and we have got the first goal.
What a great goal! No, I'm coming back.
Well, Zedo puts it into the corner. Stake is there trying to maneuver it, but Eversats can see where that is going. Close it on out. Moves it around the corner. This is bounced out quite a lot. Distan coming up through. Puts it into that top left 90. And it is 2-0 to the Zedo fanboys. Crazy shot there. I had to take a quick sip of water. Who would have thought here that the 2-goal lead came out so early, especially when the Zedo fanboys lost that last game 5-1. We've got to turn that heat up once again, because they can't roll over now here in the last match. Distan getting a great clear there. Stake coming off, puts it towards the wall, but Eversax is there. Demo coming out from Distan onto Pugsay. That fires up against the backboard, drops it on down, needs Distan to come through into Sapphire, who steals the goal, but who cares? It is now 3-0 to the Zedo fanboys.
Alright, looks like I can connect my PC as well back in an invite.
Here we go, get the invite on in. All the details are in, of course, the stream chat. Pugsay. Better follow-up by Distan. Zedo with the shot. It's a long shot, but Sapphire is there. He will send that off to the side. That's a good hit. He's following on through. Tries to get the block against Pugsy. Puts it up high for Eversax. Knocks it towards the corner. That is just going to play this nice and slow. Gets it on out. Off to Pugsy. Off to the backboard. Steak with the hit. Goes to the slow option. Bounces off the defender. Zedo follows through. It's 3-1. This game is so alive. Ice. 3 minutes 12 remaining. 2 goals separating the two sides. And of course, we could see the reprise Sapphire fanboys coming on back into this. They were 3 goals down. Well, it's now 2. Anything can happen.
And by the looks of it, just when I come back, Sapphire fanboys are actually finding their way into the game. I mean, I've been away, and maybe some of the viewers too. Just give us a brief recap of what has happened in almost 2 minutes of game number 5.
Pretty much what has happened have been 3 great goals off the lapses from Sapphire fanboys. Now the Sapphire fanboys have really picked it on up. They've got 2 goals. 3 minutes remaining. It's been a hectic first 2 minutes indeed. Really nearly there coming out from the Zedo fanboys. Hugsy into all that could be dangerous as Sapphire puts the shot. Zedo, well done to put that off to the side into the corner. Keep it away, but look at that. Distan trying to keep that pressure going. Now Eversax is doing it. Off the backboard, Steak decides to move it, but look at Sapphire in defense, is able to get under his control, follows through in the air, looking to set the pass off for Distan. It's a weak attempt. Steak has to put this up, and he's got to get this out now. Deciding to drop that for Pugsy, who's moving it down the center. This would go over to his opponent. Zedo getting the hit, but I'm expecting Distan to clear that away.
Yeah, so far I have to say, despite the Zedo fanboys being up with 1 goal, it feels fairly even, but definitely Zedo fanboys are carrying on the momentum, currently asking way more questions, being way more dangerous in front of the net, looking for the passing plays, but on the other side, the Sapphire fanboys apparently can do the same.
Yeah, they can. They have squared it on up. A great pass there from Pugsy over the Steak, who puts it down. A little bit of a lapse in defense there from the Zedo fanboys. Guys, we have got a whole evening of just, it has been a story. We're glad you're here with us. And there is 1 minute 55 left before we crown a champion.
Yeah, it's pretty much the perfect story with its up and downs. But we're in a game number 5, guys. That's the best we can ask for with the best 2 teams in this tournament. And so far, I mean, I'm quite excited with, let's not talk about the letdown for Discord, but look at that shot from Eversax hitting the crossbar. There comes Sapphire asking the questions again. Distan cannot find the net. And so far, I have to say, the defense from Sapphire fanboys are on point right now.
But Zedo with the shot just goes wide. Eversax having to come through, puts it to the wall. Steak knocking it on down. Zedo, where he's put that in the wall there, it's handed on over to Eversax. Sapphire knocking up, trying to set his teammates up, but look at the block out from Pugsy. Going across the pitch now. This is dangerous as Sapphire takes the shot, but once again, Pugsy just puts his little Octane in front of the ball, says, no, you're not getting past, and denies everything, and comes through with a great clear there.
That was such an intense drift there from Pugsy, getting that sweet little close angle in, but turning his car quickly. That could be dangerous, but I have to say, overall, the gameplay is just lots of 50-50s, early contests on both sides, making sure nobody gets a clean hit. So the random factor might actually play a huge role in this game number 5.
Guys in chat, this is the time to shout out who you want to win. Give everyone your energy as they need it to separate these 2 sides. Zedo going up, decides to put it towards the wall. Sapphire not being able to touch as Zedo does, slows it down, pinch off to the side as Distan will pick this up. He's on the wall, going to just fake it on out. Unfortunately, no one from his team being able to follow on up. Sapphire can't get a hit. It's in front of the net. Zedo with the buzzer beater is going to be able to take tonight's Rewind game in 3v3 weekly. Oh, and what a weekly it's been.
MVP Pugsy. I mean, he had a disconnect, he battled his way back, but what a tournament! Even with a buzzer beater goal in game number 5, between the probably most well, perfect team names for a final as well. This has been an amazing evening, but what a way to end this tournament. That was intense.
That goal was sick. The whole tournament has just been insane. I am grinning ear to ear, not only because of such great quality matches. I'm not going to lie, every single game has been insane, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. And then coming through to the final, even with this roller coaster of up and downs with problems, the game has still kept going through. The players have worked their butts off. Going to that game 5, Sapphire fanboys versus the Zedo fanboys, the true veterans of Rewind Gaming, great friends coming together, and here just one goal separating these two teams in the finals, and Sapphire fanboys, Zedo, Hugsay, and Stake have taken it. Commiserations to Distan, Eversex, and of course Sapphire 2K. They have played absolutely nuts, but this week's winner is going to be the Sapphire fanboys, and they deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they've done an amazing job, and all of them have been improving. I mean, we were talking about it earlier, right? That they have quite distinctive roles. Zedo being the aggressive guy, Puxay being the guy in the defense, and who's the third guy that I just forgot? Oh, the name was in front of me. I apologize.
Stake, Puxay, and Zedo.
Stake, exactly. Stake. Stake being the guy who delivers. It turns out that Stake can also shoot, Puxay being amazing at passes, and Zedo in defense as well. So overall, the whole team just developed and moved forward with even better gameplay each series. So well-deserved win for the Sapphire fanboys, but also to the other fanboys. Intense series. You've taken it to game number 5. Kudos to you. I tip my hat. It was amazing gameplay from both teams, and pretty much everything that we've been asking for.
The whole of tonight was everything we could have asked for. We got it and more. It was insane. Not only did we have some great games, the support from everyone in the community there. I'm just having a little look through the RL stream chat. Over 30 subscriptions were gifted today. Coach Reality and Absolute Boy Poison Wasp himself as well, gifting a couple off. It has been absolutely nuts. Donations galore. We love everyone out there, and I mean, it's all because Rewind Gaming is just such a family. You guys need to head on over to the Discord to be able to, get involved with it all. It feels a bit sad to, put it all to an end, really, doesn't it, Flame?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was probably one of the best competitions, or one of the best tournament that I've seen so far. Every game was close. There was no real sweep, despite having a couple of 2-0s even on stream. It still felt like the scene is moving closer, and there's some great talent to come. Lots of the players we've seen today are rather young, so there's plenty of stuff to look out for, and I feel like Rewind Gaming is probably the best place to make yourself heard of. And I'm just amazed. It has been a really, really nice experience as always, and I'm kind of pleased to be part of that amazing community.
It is so good to be here. Just currently, wait, guys in chat, we've seen you requesting an interview with Stake. We will ask. We'd be quite happy to do it, wouldn't we, Flame?
I'm the best interviewer. No worries.
We currently got a guy asking for it, and then drag him on in if he says yes. Don't you worry. It's just been absolutely nuts. Of course, we can see everyone there watching at home. I love that from Zedo in chat. Don't interview Stake. His English is so bad. I love that from his teammate, of course. I think...
he's Spanish, yeah.
Yeah, Zedo is Spanish. He's incredible.
Zedo is German. Stake is Spanish.
Yeah, so Zedo, being German, Stake being Spanish, and then Pugsay being British. It is just what Rewind Gaming is about. Getting the whole of EU together under Rocket League and absolutely just... being absolute lads there. Zedo and me can come together. Do it, Steak, do it. I just want to bring these lads in, definitely.
Sure, they've earned it.
Sure, they have earned it. I would love to get Sapphire in as well, to be honest, or Distan or something.
I think he might be a bit on the edge right now because he just left the lobby. So maybe not bother him too much. He played really well. I hope he knows that. Sapphire, if you're listening, you've done an amazing job. So has done your whole team. But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna get that interview going, right?
Yep, we're just going to quickly bring them on in.
already
I
here,
can see Zedo is
So,
on
yes,
in. We've got the whole land on in. There they
Hey.
are. Zedo and Steak, guys, well done for winning tonight. How does it feel?
Very good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was heavy today, but I mean, they did quite well.
Okay, the first thing I want to ask, Sapphire fanboys going up against Zedo fanboys. How do you coordinate that as team names?
I mean, we already wanted that matchup on Thursday in the 2v2 Cup, you know, so we gave it another try, and yeah, man, pretty cool, was fun.
Which all you were asking
There,
for,
there
right?
is a captain, so he decides the names of the team, so I don't care.
Well, let's talk a bit about your performance overall. I mean, you have quite distinctive roles, right? So you have Zedo, you're probably more of the striker sort of player. Steak is probably more the passing play guy. And Paxi, is he part of the team? Is he part of the roster that you're looking for?
Nah,
or was he just the
third.
guy that you picked up?
We're just the guy we picked up. General third is Gary Gollop, and
Yup.
well,
Well, and the
he
sub is
didn't play today.
classic, actually. But both of them couldn't play today, so we played with Paxi.
So how do you
And
feel
well-
about him? Because he's done fairly well.
Well,
Well-
the thing of going to cut in, just say,
We've
of
already-
coming on in to fill in that third role. Like, is it quite nice that he's going to allow you two to do what you want, essentially?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, he saved us in the back, more or less, and we could just do our things, more or less. Yeah, it was good. I mean, we have already played some ESLs with him, and one of them won them. And yeah, so we had already experience how to play with him.
Yup.
And yeah, it's just that sort of long-term friends, which I've definitely noticed it from you, Zedo, in the past, where you would have a different team each week here on Rewind, where you would just basically just got a
Well-
friend that you're just there going,
He's just leaving
"Who am I
me
gonna
every
pick
time.
this week?" And there's just a big selection, isn't there?
I mean, I've already been on a team, but you know they didn't want to play because they went out or whatever, and yeah, we had time.
And of course, let's just say the winnings, $45. What are you going to do with that, each of you?
Well, gonna stack
that-
that money on PayPal, I guess.
You can buy new hands, Zedo, to play.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, lads, I'll let you get off then. We'll have to close this on up. Hope you have a wonderful, rest of your Saturday
Un
night.
saludo a la mafia.
Oh, actually, before we go, do you two want to do any shout-outs?
Well, I want to shout out my friends that they are talking in Spanish, I suppose. Yeah, they are talking in Spanish in the chat. So, hello to them. And que os den por culo. That's all. That was, I think, in Spanish.
That are you?
Wonderful, man. I'm gonna shout out to my old coach, Uwe. He made me the player I am today.
Brilliant. Well, guys, that is going to be it. It's the end of Rewind. If you liked what you saw here, make sure to hit that follow button. If you are feeling extra generous and just want to get involved, come on over the Discord. As well, there is a Patreon. We can't express that enough. You'll get all sorts of little rewards from going over to there. But from myself, Digital Bacon, joined here by Flame. You can find us on Twitter and on Twitch as well. We're both streamers alongside being casters. There's also a big shout out to Steak and Zedo here in chat with us to come in for this little last minute interview. We're going to be raiding, Coach Duality. When you go on over there, guys, make sure to spam the RG love hearts. We want to see them in chat. But from myself, Digital Bacon, Flame, and Bucket Man behind the camera, the unsung hero. We shall see you next week. Toodaloo.
See you guys.
Yeah.